All right, welcome back to another strange and mysterious podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, G. Go ahead, introduce yourself, fellas.
I'm 999 here, ready for some action.
Nice. Time for some action. Old school.
And I'm McVice, and I'm eating ribeye. Like everyone else.
He's eating his dinner.
Hey, eating that luxury ribeye, reserved for few. For a long day's work. That's a man's meal right
the
there.
Big bucks.
Hey, with a nice cold beer, that's straight manly right there.
Yep.
And you guys can't tell, but McVice actually has a huge beard, right? He's like 6'9", Indian ladies. I'm just saying.
Does he have a big beard? I didn't know that. He's got a big beard?
No. He's completely over exaggerating right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's pretty rad.
I'm only 4'5" and I'm a little guy.
They used to call him McStump, but he didn't like that. He had to change that.
McStumpy.
McStumpy.
There you go.
All right, fellas. Well, we're on episode 26. Who'd have thunk that, right?
I wouldn't have.
I thought we would have gotten banned by YouTube already. Some bit.
We're actually pretty tame.
Right? Hey, today's episode, 10 of the creepiest sounds found on the internet. Are you guys ready for this shit?
I'm ready. I want to see some violence.
Yep. Let's go for it.
Standard.
Or hear some violence. I want to hear violence.
Well, this should be pleasing to your ears. Like a symphony of death.
Oh, man. A symphony of violence and death.
Hey, wow. Down with the sickness. That's all I got to say. All right. Y'all ready to check this out?
Yup.
Let's do it.
Number 10. Chimpanzee attack 911 call. In this call, the woman is hysterical, and rightfully so, after seeing her pet chimpanzee attack and begin eating the face of her friend. Within the call, you can hear the chimpanzee call out, and the woman distressfully begs for the police to shoot and bring her chimp to a permanent end. After, in her words, he's pulled her apart and now eating her.
Oh!
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend!
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
The police come! With a gun! With a gun! He ripped her face off!
He ripped her face off?
Shit.
This call is one of the main pieces of evidence for prevention of domesticating apes.
Damn.
Number 9. The sound
Bro,
of
what the fuck?
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Can I start this off, fellas? Can I start this off? Now that was bananas. I'm just saying, out there.
Yeah, the chimp ripped. I'd heard of this story. I'd never heard the 911 call, but chimps are quite powerful creatures.
Oh yeah.
And if you piss one off, it can kill you
Easy.
badly.
Easy.
And this one was taking off parts of that lady's face and eating the meat from her face.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Hey, the other white meat. Okay. Goddamn.
Yeah, white lady. This chimp was I want me some white lady.
This is why people need to watch out with fucking the pets they get, man. You know? Okay, a dog, a cat, cool. But then when you start getting the wild shit, tigers, it's like, you motherfucker, maybe you deserve to get your fucking face ripped off. Now, unfortunately for her, it was her friend.
Yeah, in this instance, it was the friend. The friend just came over to visit.
Yeah, it's like, damn, why couldn't it be the owner? I mean, I know that sounds cynical, but I mean, it's her fucking fault for having a goddamn, pet chimpanzee.
And apparently the chimp was fine its whole life. It just
snapped.
It's a wild animal. They do this shit all the time.
They'll snap and crazy.
Hey, like anything, right? Or anybody, you can have a bad day. And when that bad day happens, when you have a chimp around, shit gets real. That's all I gotta say. I'm just saying, right? Your coworker may be mad at you, but he's gonna eat your face off. Holy shit.
Well, it's like I've joked with people for years, like, man, I want a pet wolf, But you best believe if I have a pet wolf, man, I'm gonna have my gun on me at all times.
Oh yeah.
I'll be ready to shoot that fucker at any moment. Like,
Hey,
oh,
you'd be
you're
like, when's the
slipping.
last time you talked to
Pow,
McVice?
pow,
I don't know.
Shit.
It's like people that keep the crazy reptiles like
Oh,
alligators and some of those people. Some of those people in the
Fucking
deep south
constrictors.
have alligators as
I know.
wild alligators as pets, where they train them to come
Mhm.
in the afternoon and they throw them like a chicken bone or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd be
to-
like, what happened to McVice? He's dog tired.
His dog
Like
made him
Arnold
dog
Schwarzenegger.
tired. I'm gonna give that a thumbs up. That
Are you
started
gonna go
right out
thumbs up?
right out of the gate with some violence and some crazy. I like it.
Ooh, okay, he's thumbsing it up. What you think, McVice?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Now,
Oh,
No,
shit, God damn.
No, I mean, like, it's authentic what happened, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I'll give it a thumbs up, but damn, man.
Yeah,
All you
brutal.
all you motherfuckers out there listening right now, you listen to McVice. Don't fucking own a wild animal, you dumb sons of bitches.
Yeah, don't
Stop.
remember the sounds of that lady
Yeah,
screaming as you
exactly.
decide you're gonna keep a
Unless-
wild chimpanzee.
Unless you're a recluse and you live out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, that's it. That's the only exception, you know?
Yeah.
The Strange and Mysterious podcast does not condone owning wild animals. All right, so I'm giving thumbs up too. That was some crazy shit, aka bananas. So let's move on.
Saturn. This audio recording is totally otherworldly, taken from the planet Saturn.
Space, the final frontier.
Yeah.
These sounds come from the intense
That's what
radio
I'm getting.
emissions where the magnetic field lines thread the polar region, sounding much
Kinda
like
sounds
something
like
from a
ambient
50s
drone.
sci-fi film. It floats
Something
from
up.
eerie to pretty damn cool.
Which
all
I
the
can
way
show you
through.
guys how to make.
Number 8, Bigfoot 911 call.
All right, so what do we give on the Star Trek-ish sounds?
I thought that was pretty cool.
You like that one too?
Well, if you can, I mean, that's kind of neat that they can record audio in space, don't you think?
Well, I want to say that it's not in space per se because there's no sound in space. But they probably got it off the planet, right? This is what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Correct if
yeah.
I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah, because there's no sound in space.
There can only be sound if there's air, right?
I believe so because it carries.
Yeah. So
What do you think? You're giving a thumbs up?
I still think that's cool. Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay. McVice, you like that one? Or is it
Thumbs
caca?
down. Like I said,
Oh,
I could easily
thumbs
make that. I
down.
could easily make that noise and say, "Oh, it's from Saturn." Fuck that.
Okay. Well,
What about you, Gabe?
well, in one of my favorite shows ever, Star Trek, I'm giving it the thumbs up, Captain. That's all I've got to do. So I'm giving it thumbs up, like Scotty.
Like Scotty.
Hey, I'm not the bricklayer, Captain.
You fucking would give it a fucking thumbs up. You fucking.
I would with the
Yeah,
guy. Hey,
fucking
must be the pints that I'm drinking. I'm just saying. It's making me feel great. A Strange and Mysterious podcast does not condone talking in voices from other countries unless it's funny. All right, let's move on.
This audio recording is taken from a genuine 911 call made in 1990 by a Washington man. In the call, he claims that there's a human-like figure outside his house, initially crawling but eventually standing at an incredible 6
that
foot
guy's
9
hairy.
inches. Creepiest of all, the being then apparently stands and stares at the man while he makes the call. You can hear the panic and cold sweat come over the man while he's making the call, which makes it our number 8.
Jesus Christ, you better...
Sure.
See ya.
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
He's right...
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me.
Number 7. First known recording of a human.
All right. Well, I mean, either he's a basketball player in his yard or it's actually Bigfoot. What do y'all think?
6'9". That's
Maybe he plays for my Boston Celtics. Who knows?
G brought up a good point. Though. Either he's a fucking basketball player.
Hey, and he was a white dude, so he's probably like, "Oh my god, black dude in my yard."
Yeah.
yeah. See, the guy was. What was the guy doing? He was crawling around in the yard, and the guy goes,
"He's probably
"Get
looking
someone
for
over
his
here
basketball
quick!"
or something, man. Hey, that was the first male Karen.
Yeah, first male Karen.
Bro? I was
like, get someone over here quick. This motherfucker's huge.
he had some kind of writing on his shirt. Sell kicks. I don't know what the hell that means.
I'm gonna give that one a thumbs up because it makes me smile.
Damn, that's already 3 in a row there. Define
makes me smile.
I wanted more violence.
Yeah.
McVice, what you think?
I mean, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I don't know
Okay.
if he saw Bigfoot or not, but the fact that he's in Washington and we all know how many Bigfoot sightings there really are. Another thing I found interesting, the 911 responder didn't seem too surprised,
Oh yeah.
She really didn't. Almost like she's heard plenty of Bigfoot calls.
She's like,
that's kind of
or
a
basketball player.
Hey,
I guess.
Yeah.
she's like, does he have a phone number? Can you give it to me?
Dude, I guess the Seattle Supersonics are just like all out of the woods there or some shit. I don't know.
This
Does he have a
motherfucker's
nice
big.
car?
Well, yeah. Ever since the Sonics moved to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder, now they just roam the woods and
Right?
scare people at night.
Makes
see
people
my
think they're
basketball?
Bigfoot.
You still see my basketball? Oh, that's hilarious, man. All right, I'm going thumbs up because that shit was hella funny.
It was funny.
Thumbs up. I like that one. All right, first known recording of a human voice. All right, let's check it out.
Human voice. In what should be the recording of a momentous occurrence in our history, this is the first known recording of a human voice, dating all the way back to 1860. While it's fascinating to hear the audio
And
of
fuck
someone
that
from
shit.
so long
Fuck
ago,
that.
in today's standards of recording, it's also absolutely terrifying and
That's
creepy
creepy.
thanks to the unnerving sound quality. Number 6.
Whoever the engineer was, they need to get fired. That was
Oh,
terrible.
shit, dude. That was
God
creepy ass
damn.
shit, dude.
Down.
That was terrible. Thumbs
Oh my
down.
god. Yeah. They need some 4K audio.
Right? God damn. Can I get a freaking nice microphone in
shit.
here?
Hey, we got some clipping there. We're gonna clear that up with the
Or at least
filter.
do something.
Ass.
Or record something interesting, right?
That was
Oh,
hilarious.
was that like a child?
It was like a child singing.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Yeah, that was boring.
Hey, if that was the actual recording, dear baby Jesus, help us all. That was terrible.
Oh,
He's like, hey, I think something's wrong with my equipment. Nope, that's just exactly how he sounds. Oh, shit. I'm going thumbs down. I didn't like that one.
Thumbs down.
Boo. As
Oh,
a person that
thumbs up.
records stuff, I'm going thumbs down.
I'm gonna go thumbs up.
Damn, Daniel.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Hey,
Opposite
I
day.
see that coming.
Opposite day
Yeah.
for McVice.
Hey, call me Stevie Wonder. I did not see that coming.
You hear the conspiracy that Stevie Wonder actually isn't blind?
I have
Really?
not.
I ain't heard that one.
Yeah. Anyway, that's for another day and another time.
That's from another strange episode.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's move on. The sounds of a hurricane.
That's
Sounds
gotta be
like a
cool.
hooker on Central. It blows. Right, let's go.
Sounds of a hurricane. This particular recording was made inside the Galveston St. Louis Resort Hotel in Texas as Hurricane Ike passed straight through it. The sound of the wind is absolutely awesome, with it almost sounding like a train coming straight for you. In what sounds unequivocally like the end of the world,
Godzilla.
this recording reveals what
Godzilla.
it sounds like to be in a building while a violent hurricane takes place outside.
Damn.
Number Number 5. The original Night Stalker.
That's trippy.
You know, they say when like you're by a tornado, it sounds like a train, and that right there did sound like a train, even though it was a hurricane. It's probably, you know, similar
because the wind as it passes between all the structures, like in a city. I would assume it makes that whistling sound as it gets channeled into things. You know what I mean? Because think of in that building, if you're in a building, most of the windows are blown out, right? So if the hurricane goes through that, it's just gonna make creepy ass fucking whistling sounds everywhere, all around you. And that really did sound like that. Like there was just, and then the hits of like debris hitting shit. That's some creepy shit. I give that a full-on thumbs up.
I want to say,
what you think?
First off, I watched plenty of Miami Hurricane games, and that's not how they sound. First and foremost, okay?
Hey, normally there's
right? Nah, second, that did sound like a hurricane. I like, you guys don't know this about me, but I've kind of been obsessed with tornadoes for a really long time. So I always watch those storm chasing films, and tornadoes do sound like trains, but in a different way. Like that hurricane sounded straight up like a whistling train. Tornadoes sound more like you have all that freight and all that mass and all that momentum. So when a train's like passing, like, you know, just that thunderous kind of sound of the train going by is kind of what a tornado sounds like. Yeah, and just that mass, like it's just heavy, you know, like it sounds like a lot of freight moving or something. But that sounded straight up like a whistling train. That was very, very interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Well, I've got to tell you guys, I agree with you. Thumbs up it is.
It's about fucking time.
It's about time you watch Lime advice. All right, let me drink my pint and let's go on. The original Night Stalker.
The original Night Stalker is the name given to the unidentified serial killer that murdered at least 10 people between the years 1979 and 1986 in South California. This is the audio recording and the message left on one of the victim's answer phone messages, which police have been given to believe is the true voice of the mysterious Night Stalker. Although disturbing, it's almost a stereotypical movie call from a serial killer, but it is in fact a true call that makes it even more unnerving. Number 4, AZTEC Death Whistle.
Quite disturbing indeed.
Yeah,
the original was creepy as fuck.
The original Night Stalker is actually the Golden State Killer.
That's not Richard Ramirez?
No, I don't think so. No, the Golden State Killer, they ended up combining all those all that stuff, and he's the same one. And that was, I don't know if you guys remember when they were busting him. They played that recording a bunch on the news. That was his voice, that he was harassing the family of some of the victims and stuff. He's that old man that got busted recently in California.
Was he really?
Yep, that's his voice when he was younger, that they had on file, that they had recorded. But yeah, it's creepy as shit. Think about that.
That was creepy.
You get raped, and then 10 years down the line, that guy gives you a call. Yeah, that ain't a good day.
Oh hell no. Richard Ramirez, he originally is from El Paso. Have you heard of him there?
Yep, guys? I've heard of that dude, yeah.
He used to do satanic stuff in the big cemetery that's there in El Paso. And they say that he released demons there. And when he went to California, he committed a bunch of crimes, a bunch of murders and stuff. And in court, that's what he said, basically, that he pledged his allegiance to Satan. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, didn't he scratch a pentagram on his hand in the middle of the case?
Yeah, he's originally from El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, crazy story about that guy. When he was a little kid, one of the things that messed him all up was that he had an uncle or a dad that was in Vietnam that had a Polaroid camera with him during the war, and he would take pictures of civilians that he would kill, and like the guy was like totally a sociopath. So he filled little young Night Stalker Ramirez with photographs of bodies and.
Yeah, that's right. Like his uncle was like a Green Beret or some shit like that.
Yep. A lot of people think that one of the reasons he went down the path that he did was because he got all fucked up from his uncle, who was a vet from Vietnam. Imagine being a 10-year-old kid and your uncle going, "Oh, come check it. Look at this body we chopped up." You know,
it's pretty fucked up.
He was cocotazo
because the uncle was crazy. He was one of those guys that was chopping off ears and making necklaces and like just lost his fucking mind.
Tio Loco, huh?
Yeah, no,
definitely.
He ain't lying. Like in a Full Metal Jacket, remember he's all, "This is my friend." She's sleeping.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. He's
all right. Yeah, I'm giving you a thumbs up, and that was creepy as fuck. Oh hell no. All right, this goes out to all the Mexicanos. This next one with the Aztecs.
Number 4, Aztec Death Whistle. This piece of audio depicts the reconstruction of what a variety of Aztec whistles sounded like. The first and the most chilling has been nicknamed the Whistles of Death, as they are believed to have been played shortly before a victim was sacrificed to the gods. It's assumed that this is the very last noise heard by
that doesn't sound like a whistle
of
at all.
victims. What's
sounds
most
like a
creepy
straight-up
is that these whistles sound spookily like screams. Number 3, the BLOOP.
Yep.
Yes, that's very true. It sounds like a bunch of screaming, and they used to intimidate lots of people. So, but that didn't actually work against the Spanish because, well, we all know what happened to that.
Well, they had gunpowder, but
and horses.
That's crazy that might be the last thing you hear before you die.
Not only that, sacrifice, man. And what were some of the sacrifices the Aztecs used to do there, G?
All kinds.
It's everything, because they viewed blood as sacred.
I know.
So they would bleed themselves. They would cut themselves, and they would just bleed.
And they would. I think the most famous is, of course, the priests being so good at sacrificing that they could cut out a human heart before it would stop beating. So they'd have to get through the sternum. So they were so good, and those obsidian knives that they have were so sharp that they could go full on freaking surgeon on your ass and get your heart out of your body while it was still beating. That they were that fast at their work. So
that shit on.
You know, one of the most delicious Mexican Hispanic foods is pozole, right?
Yeah.
Well, originally pozole was made with human flesh.
Yep.
And hominy, which is delish. I mean, I probably wouldn't pass that up, but yeah, back in the day, the Aztecs were nothing to be messed with.
Yeah, and then the Spanish forced them to use pig instead of human. But the recipe, my understanding of the recipe, it's still basically the same. It would either be made like with a mole, or it would be made with red chili pods.
Oh, mole is disgusting, man. God.
You know, it depends on who makes it. It depends on who makes it and where it's from. Because I used to think the same
several
exact
different variations, and it's just trash. I don't know.
Yeah, I used to think the exact same way, but different parts of Mexico make it differently. So mole, you're right. For the majority, I'm not the biggest fan, but there are some mole that is actually pretty delicious. So it just depends where you go. Por los Aztecas, I'm gonna go thumbs up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. Thumbs up.
Mataditas, ¿qué piensan?
Thumbs up.
Pulgar arriba, pulgar arriba.
Arriba.
McVice, what do you give?
Thumbs down.
Oh,
thumbs down. Like I said,
the
man,
screams.
it just sounded like a blood curdling scream, not a death whistle to me, man. You know, I was expecting like some fucking, what do you call that shit? Hunger Games, you know, or something. You know?
He was accepting something very musical,
right?
I was expecting it
was
to be creepy. They delivered on that, but that just sounded straight up like a blood curdling scream to me, man. You know.
I thought when they blew that whistle, I was gonna be like this.
I was expecting like some yin yang twins, some shit like that, man. What the fuck was that? Yeah.
Get better making your whistles, man.
Whistle while you twerk. It's just hilarious.
Oh shit.
Shout out to the Yin Yang Twins.
Yep.
I like that
You're
song.
watching.
Yes, sir.
Get crunk to you back in the day.
Oh, hell yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that was my shit.
Oh man. Well, that was Youngbloods, but damn, either way,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Youngbloods. There you go.
That used to be the jam right there, man. Damn. All right.
All right. The Bloop.
Loop.
All right, let's see what the
I
Bloop.
like this already.
Bloop. Possibly the most famous of deep-sea recordings, the bloop has long mystified scientists and its true origins. The noise, along with several other bloops, is the loudest sound to be recorded in Earth's oceans. Hypotheses of the bloop's origins have ranged from carving icebergs to unimaginably huge creatures lurking in the depths of the ocean. Either that, or a diver had wind. Number 2. The last transmissions of Vladimir.
Okay. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, I don't know if it's like a whale farting or.
That's like whale fart.
That's what I thought it was. No.
Hell yeah, dude. What the
Hey, is it those Argentine beans again? God damn.
Yeah,
Did a
well,
diver
no.
eat some Taco Bell before he went underwater?
Right?
That was, yeah, and it didn't sound that loud to me.
No, I
guess-
know. I was expecting like this big bloop.
Yeah, I was expecting like a.
Hey, the bloop goop. Hey, you got
I
bloop
literally-
goop on you.
It literally sounded like they recorded someone farting underwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a thumbs down.
I concur. Thumbs down. McVice?
Thumbs up.
Oh!
Thumbs up.
Hell yeah. Hey, it was a
mind
bloop. They
blown.
delivered. Whatever.
I love
it
that
really
McVice.
was.
You're like, nah. It's it sounds like somebody farted. Thumbs up.
Hey,
Thumbs
I was
up.
like,
He
I'm
likes
not
it.
gonna agree with
Whoa.
your conclusion, but
Whoa.
it was definitely a bloop.
It brought a smile to his face, kid.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Not only that, Define, it gave me a boner, man.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
shit.
if that's the
Yeah.
case, then he's got to give that a thumbs up.
Hey, he's
sir.
like, hold on, 3 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hey, McVice approved. All right, let's check this one out. The last transmissions of Vladimir Komarov.
Yeah, I remember this
Komarov.
one. He was a
Komarov. Okay,
Russian
Komarov.
astronaut. He was a
Oh, I think I've
cosmonaut.
heard this
Yeah.
one. This shit's nuts.
This is the one where I think he got lost in, you know.
Oh, he's probably still out there. That's rough, coach. All right, let's take a look.
Vladimir Komarov. Vladimir Komarov was sure that he was not going to survive his journey into orbit. The space vehicle was shoddily constructed and untested, and Komarov knew it wasn't ready yet, but was more like a soapbox derby car than a space shuttle. However, he chose to go
Ooh.
anyway, as it would have been his best friend Yuri Gagarin that was the backup pilot and would have had to go in his place.
Ooh.
Number 1. 9/11 Kevin Conroy.
Ooh, crash and
God.
burn, comrade.
No.
Pretty rough.
You could hear in his voice. You could hear in his voice too that he was something bad was happening. He was scared.
hmm Hey, you know,
Coming
no
to
bullshit,
re-entry
all the
or
bullshit
something.
aside. I mean, man, at that moment of death, that dude had balls, man. So you got to give him props.
I know.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, sir.
Yeah.
Bad way to go, too. Yep.
Yeah. That
I'm
one,
going thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Definitely thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right. 9/11, Kevin COSGROVE, 9/11 call. All right, let's see what's up.
It's probably going to be pretty
COSGROVE
fucked up, too.
911 call. On September the 11th, 2001, the world stood in silence as the Twin Towers came falling to earth, taking hundreds of lives in one of the most devastating terrorist attacks in history. This chilling audio recorded from a 911 call gives a horrifying insight to the final moments of the World Trade Center office workers. The call, made by business executive Kevin COSGROVE, took place just minutes before the first tower collapsed, and it's truly, truly horrifying.
Smoke, right there, 105, 2 tower. All right, sit tight. We'll get to you as soon as we can. There's some staying up. The smoke's really bad, man. We can barely leave. That's all we can do. Where are you? What floor are you guys up to? We're getting there. Doesn't feel like it, man. I got young kids. I understand that, sir. Well, hello. We're looking at financial center. 3 of us, 2 broken windows. Oh, God!
What's the eeriest piece of audio you've ever heard?
Yeah.
He there at the end, he knew it was coming.
Oh yeah. Damn, man.
And you know, like,
That fucking
I don't want
sucks.
to put everybody in the same category, but like for people that are like Wall Street folk or like business oriented folk like that, they probably never in a minute of their time have to think about death, right? Unless they get like cancer or anything like that. So they're not mentally prepared, right? I would say for, you know, minorities, because usually, not all the time, but usually we're a little bit poor or we come from backgrounds where it's a little more dangerous. You know, we kind of think about that every now and then, right? Like we go here, there's a lot of gangs. You'll get shot. We don't go down Central because you might get shot, right?
Yeah.
And so we at least have that kind of mentality like, hey, death could be around the corner if we go there. But I think for people like him that are business-oriented people, they don't worry about that. They're worried about their next money. They're worried about, you know, what they're going to eat for dinner. They don't ever stop and think that that would ever happen to them, right?
No, not at all.
And so the reality of that moment sinking in that, hey, shit, death's at my door and I can't move. What do you do? You know, that's a sobering moment in a human's life. That's fucked up.
Especially, you know, that all those people that survived 9/11 talk about how that morning was just the most average morning. It you know, everything was happening just like, and it was even a pretty day. It was just, no one was expecting that. That came out of the fucking blue.
Mm-hmm.
No one would have expected that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. And that's different than like an astronaut who trains his whole life and is like right on the cutting edge of death all the time, or a military person. But you're right. In that instance, there was a lot of Wall Street people, a lot of business people. There was a lot of banking there, but then there was a lot of just average people too. You know, I think there were shops in there. I'm going to think about, I mean, the World Trade Centers as the 2 towers, you could almost say it was a slice of the world. You know, it was the World Trade Center. It was a hub of global trade. So there were people from all over the world in those towers, man. So it was like everything from, you know, probably the poorest of the poor worker working at a Domino's in one of the buildings in the food court, to one of the, you know, multi-million-dollar executives of one of the Wall Street companies or brokers or something inside there too. It was just every different slice of life had to deal with that shit that day. And it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, who would have ever thought that would have ever happened, right? Whatever might have caused it, you know, the airplane, the people setting the detonations off, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Nobody at that moment thought that would happen, but they had to face their mortality in that instant. And I think that, again, that's just a very sobering moment when you know that, you know, death is right here and there's nothing you can do about it.
I think that's why a lot of those people jumped, because they decided they're in the end, at the very, very end, they were gonna make their call, right? They were going to make the call. They were going to have that last bit of control, because, you know, for a lot of those people inside that building, as it was burning, especially after the first tower fell, the people that were stuck above the second, they knew that was coming. So they made the call to make the ultimate choice and at least have the choice to make it themselves. And who knows, the crazy thing about it is we don't know if there was anyone inside those towers that decided to off themselves. Maybe they had a pistol, maybe there could have been a private detective, had a gun, who knows? We won't know if anyone else inside those buildings decided to decide how they were going to go out. I would assume if you had a pistol, that would be the easiest and the most pain-free way to do it quick than to be in that building when it collapsed. At least you get to decide, right?
I know, what a shitty decision, right? Death by pistol or death by building falling on top of you, burning to death.
Or burning to death or crushing or yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm going to give a super thumbs up and a salute to all those people there at that time.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Definitely.
Thumbs up.
Advice, what you think?
Yeah, man, on that last one, I mean, the whole 9/11 thing, hey, we can't even fathom, because I mean, it's just a normal day. We all go to work every day. We don't think of a terrorist attack happening, and definitely not one as fucked up as that one, So
yeah, because no one was used to that kind of, now
we had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, now we know suicide bombers and IEDs and all that shit all over the place. But back pre 9/11, we knew that some of that shit was happening in the Middle East and other places, but we hadn't actually seen it. Up until that point, most hijackings were never meant to destroy the plane, any of that shit. It was to, basically be a hype. Be a viral hype for a cause.
In 93, they had a terrorist attack in the parking garage of the World Trade Center buildings, killed some people. 1995, the federal building in Oklahoma City, that was a domestic terrorist. I mean, those, we almost would kind of almost expect something like that, but for planes to go into a building.
Yeah, to be hijacked.
Yeah, and then not only that, okay. So that's the first fucked up thing that happened. So you had the people who were on the floors that got immediately impacted by the plane hitting them, But now you have the people who survived who were on the floors above. They're fucked, You had people who, and the other fucked up thing I heard about that happened on 9/11 was at one point they told people, people were starting to evacuate, and they told them to stay in the fucking building.
I heard that. Yeah, they said stay in your offices.
There's a lot of people who died unnecessarily. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy side of it right now, because
that's a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah. Oh yeah, So I mean, it's just the whole thing, man. And then that day sucked, dude.
Definitely. All right, fellas. Final thoughts. Mr. Define 99, go ahead. What's your final thoughts on today's
thoughts? I think it was interesting them just being audio. I think there's something to that. To only having the audio to listen to, I kind of dig that, because it kind of lets you have an imagination about what's happening, right? Because everyone's gonna see it differently. So this was a fun episode because of that. I think the biggest thing is that you can hear in people's voice even that first one with that lady in the 8, you could tell she was freaked out. You could tell when humans, when they're scared, when they're mad, when audio is just it's such an interesting thing, because we have been recording it a lot longer than video. So I really enjoyed this episode. I'd say if you can, of course we would like video. But if you can somehow record something interesting or different, or maybe, you're out in the woods and 2 Bigfoots are getting at it, and you don't have any good video, but get your audio, man. Get some good audio of those Bigfoots.
Hey, please no BLOP 2. I'm asking for that.
No more bloops.
BLOP 2s.
We want to hear cryptid procreation.
And talking about the BLOP 2. I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh yeah, it's the BLOP.
Because of the burrito. I don't want to hear that shit.
Well, that's what I got. This was
All right.
fun.
McVice, final thoughts?
Hey, listen up, motherfuckers. The bloop was dope. So fuck you both. I liked it a lot.
He likes the
Good.
bloop.
It was a good sound.
Hey,
it was a good
Are you trying to
quality
tell us that you're
recording.
going to have some secret audio of the BLOOP too? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna send him the bloop to our group thread.
I'm going to be like, I got this from an anonymous source.
Right? No shit, dude. But no, I agree with the fight. So, yeah, you know, there's something about listening to audio. It's kind of like reading a book. You have to paint a picture in your mind. Whatever the words are telling you, your imagination is to take over and kind of paint the scene. That's kind of one of the cool things about books. Well, in a way, audio is kind of the same way, except for these are real life events that happen with real people. So we can kind of visualize either, you know, in the case of the gentleman who saw the basketball player in the woods / Bigfoot, whatever it was, you could tell that was a real call. I didn't think he was making a prank call or anything like that. Or the woman whose friend just got murdered by her pet chimpanzee.
That one was brutal.
That was brutal,
rough.
man. I mean, that's a brutal way for someone to go first and foremost. God, man, that is so fucked up. You know, I mean, it's very interesting to hear these, you know, recordings. And yeah, man, I mean, or the last two, the cosmonaut burning up on reentry. Those are his final moments. We didn't know what he was saying because we don't speak Russian, but we can only imagine it was not good.
It was not good.
And then, no, or the poor gentleman who died in the World Trade Center just seconds before the damn thing collapsed, man. God, that.
We knew it was coming. Probably because he heard it. He heard it coming from above.
Sure. I mean, damn, dude. I mean, when you stop and you just think of the weight of that right there, like the video that was at the #1 spot, that is freaking terrifying, man. You know, what the hell was going? I mean, we can only imagine what was going through his mind. He was already scared to death. You know, he knew death was like staring at him in the face. I don't think he saw it coming that way because none of us expected those buildings to collapse. You know, so. God, man, that really sucks. You know, it really does. But, you know, it's interesting that we have these recordings on tape and we can analyze them and listen to them. And I don't know. Yeah, something about audio, like it's very unique.
Yeah.
No, I agree. All right, so my final thoughts is this. To all you crazy folk out there that own crazy ass animals, let that be a lesson to you. You get a chimpanzee,
yeah, fuck
gonna have a bad day one day, and your face is gonna be eaten like a taco plate.
Eat
right?
your face off.
This is
I'm
a
just
personal
saying.
fuck you from McVice.
Exactly. Look, one day your chimp or your foreign animal is gonna be like, God damn, he gonna put on that fucking video one more time of a Strange and Mysterious podcast.
With McVice saying "fuck you,"
right?
Yeah.
If I keep hearing McVice say that shit over and over again, I'm gonna bite somebody in the ass, and you look like it. So
I'm gonna eat you.
You fucking sons of bitches.
So to all those people that are sick like that, get rid of them. I'm just saying, get rid of them.
Yeah, don't be friends with them.
Yeah, or be friends with them, right? All right.
Definitely don't be friends with them. Shit.
You want to come over and see my new pet chimpanzee? No, I don't.
No, I don't want my face eaten off, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Nope.
I'm not interested in my face getting eaten off.
All right. Well, on that note,
play with my pet anaconda,
right? On that note, that concludes episode 26. We'll catch you on the rebound. Peace. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye,
Peace
Bye,
out.
guys.
Peace
Peace.
out. Ahí
Bye,
nos
bye.
vemos. Adiós.